Greetings, Ellie. This is Mr. Caslin. Just wanted to go over completing the square. We started talking about completing the square on the worksheet I gave you, and I wanted to clarify what happens when one of the squares is negative. We're going to talk about this on Wednesday, but this is a hyperbola. Don't worry about hyperbolas yet. But I did ask you to look at completing the square on some of these problems. Actually, I don't believe this one's number 16. This is just an example I found. I'll use it as an example, and you can apply it to some of the problems in the worksheet. Anyway, remember, complete the square. Let's group all of the x's together. You'll have to excuse me. I'm writing with a mouse, which I'm not very good at yet. 9x squared minus, 9x squared minus 18x. We're completing the square, so we're going to leave that space we talked about. Now we have a negative 4y to the second power minus, whoosh, that's really bad. Let's do minus 16y. Now remember, when we're doing complete the square, we're going to push the constant to the other side. So if we add 43 to both sides, you're going to get a positive 43 over here. Okay, now we're going to complete the square. Remember, we don't want this number in front of our squared term when we're completing the square, so we're going to factor it out. So here we're going to factor out a 9. So we get x squared minus 2x. Now here's what I wanted to talk about this particular type of problem. I wanted to confirm that if you factor out a negative 4 here, you've got to factor it out as a negative from both terms. Okay, so it's going to become y squared. Now remember, factoring out is the same as distributing. So if we factor out a negative, it's going to become a positive 4y. And that's all equal to our 43. Okay, now we're ready to complete the square inside the parentheses. Remember what we do? We look at the middle term, take half of it, which is negative 1, and we square it. So negative 1 squared. Remember, think of it in parentheses. Negative 1 squared is going to be a positive 1. And take half of 4, which is 2. 2 squared is a positive 4. Now we can take our trinomials, turn them into binomial squares. So x squared minus 2x plus 1 becomes x minus 1 squared. Remember, this number here is half of the middle term. Minus 4 times y plus 2 squared. This number is half of the middle term, is equal to 43. Now wait, here's the part that people forget about. We just added 1 to our equation here, but we didn't, remember, when there's a coefficient out here, we didn't really add 1, we added 9 plus 1. So you've got to add 9 to this side of your equation. We also added a 4, but we really didn't add a 4. We add, we added a negative 16. Okay, so what we've really added is 52 minus 16, which would be a 36. Okay, just don't forget about that part. All right. Now, this, we're going to talk about this Wednesday when it's x squared minus y squared. This is a hyperbola, but same as an ellipse, you want it to equal to 1. So you're going to divide everything by 36. Okay, simplify this fraction. 9 over 36 is the same as 1 over 4, so you end up with x minus 1 squared over 4 minus y plus 2 squared over 9 is equal to 1. All right, that's our equation of our hyperbola. Now, if 36 was a negative number and we divided by a negative, we would just flip our x squared and y squared. I'll show you that on Wednesday, but you would have written it as y plus 2 squared over 9 minus x plus 1 squared over 4 is equal to 1. That's if not in this problem, but if you had a problem where these were negative, this would be your positive and then this would be your negative. So you would exchange those positions. Again, give those a try. The ones that have, the ones I assign that have a negative, one of the squared exponents has a negative. Just remember you're factoring out a negative 4 here. So it becomes y squared plus 4y. Anyhow, give those a try. We'll talk to you on Wednesday. Thanks. Bye.